Well, here we are. 3 o'clock. I got 11K to go. Just started out. Threatening rain. 27 degrees. I'm about 130K southwest of Riyadh. Well, we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen. 2 weeks ago, I got out to the campsite. I'm going about 1 kilometer further than I did that time. Middle of the night, thunderstorms, heavy winds. I packed up in the middle of it and I walked back to the car in the pitch darkness. Of course, I got a GPS, a head flashlight, head torch, and a regular flashlight, and I know my way. I got a rain suit, which I may need. I got a brand new tent, which I've only set up in the backyard. Big Agnes copper spur, UV UL1. Is it UV HV UL1? And we'll see how waterproof that is, perhaps. Anyway, I think I gotta get boogieing. Well, must have rained pretty good here last night. Everything is wet. There's a lot of puddles around. I'll get to try out my Sawyer water filter, which I've never used. Get to see how it filters this stuff. If I knew there was going to be this much standing water, I would only have brought 1 liter with me. As it is, I've got 4.5 liters packed, which of course is 4.5 kilograms, which is over 10 pounds of just water. It's very overcast. Basically, there's no wind. No thunder. But I will be very surprised if I don't get rained on. Probably after sundown when it cools down a bit. At the moment I'm walking through, or on, a wadi, dry riverbed, which today isn't so dry. And if you take a look around, this desert that I'm walking through is called Heg. There's 3 types of desert. Features desert landforms, and Heg would be defined as dirt, small rocks, boulders. Pretty well what I'm walking through. It can make it fairly tough walking at times. Hard on the ankles. You really got to watch you don't twist it on something. Anyway, I'm just about 1 kilometer into the hike, 1 kilometer from the car. My moving average is slightly under 5k an hour. If I can keep this up, I'll be happy. It'll take me just over 2 hours and some to get to where I'm going to camp. It's a lot easier walking beside the wadi rather than in it. It's very soft. It's like walking through or walking on beach sand when you're walking in the wadi. Right now I'm following camel trail or goat trail. I saw some camels go by in the distance, and there was a herder at the back end. I didn't actually see him, I heard him. At first I thought it was a dog barking, but once I saw the camels I realized it's the get up and go sound that these guys make, which isn't really a dog, but it's camels know what it is, and they're smart enough to keep on moving. Oh, I feel raindrops. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Well, I got a new rain jacket, fairly light. I've got rain pants, but they're my lightweight golf rain pants, which really aren't so lightweight after all. You know, hiking wise, they're heavy. Golf, they're really made for summer weather. Anyway, probably next time you see me, I'll be wearing this suit. These two small escarpments are funneling in. You can see the one over there, and you can see the one on the other side. They funnel in. It's like a choke point. And then maybe about a kilometer from here, there's a fork in the road. I'll take the northernmost, which will bring me up to the next level. It's flat like this, but it's up maybe 40-50 meters. If you continue, it's kind of a dead end, with wadi dead ends. At a nice little spot, there's a palm tree, and a few trees. It's the only palm tree for kilometers around. I had lunch there one day when I was actually just day hiking. On the way back from the hike, I stopped there and had a cup of hot chocolate. If you notice, it's pretty flat sand now. Not so many rocks and stuff at the moment. I got spit on a little bit, rain-wise. That stopped. It was windy for a while, but that stopped. It's not quite as ominous and dark with my sunglasses off. But they are like a 50% chance of rain. Thunder showers, they're saying. We will see. Well, just heard my first thunder. Coming from that direction. Looking at the sky, it's moving away from me. But I guess it's just a matter of what's coming at me. I'm almost at the fork in the road. Making good time. All total, I'm carrying about 20 kilograms, when you include my binoculars and my GoPro. Actually feels pretty good. I know 20k is maybe 45 pounds, which is pretty heavy by most people's standards. Keep in mind, I've got 4.5 liters of water. But on compound, I walk around with 27 kilograms on my back. So that's like 16 pounds more. 7 kilograms more, 16 pounds more than I've got on my back right now. So I actually feel pretty good. Haven't seen or heard any cars yet. Often about this time or slightly later, I'll see one or two four-wheel drives coming back. They're usually related to camel herders. This is a nice little spot here. You can see the big escarpment way over there. We'll get a closer look at that once I get up on the main level. Well, I'm up on the main level. I just came up from there. I'm roughly at 760 meters above sea level. It is sprinkling with rain. I'm sweating, it's 25 degrees. Probably 90% humidity. I won't put on the rain jacket unless I really have to. I think it doesn't breathe that well, so I would be really hot. I don't know if you can see the escarpment that way in the distance. That's where I'm going to camp tonight. About 7 kilometers away. If you can see the escarpment, it's the same escarpment that I'll be camping near, but way over there. Straight ahead over there is the edge of the world up top. I've been to the bottom of it. You can't climb up the escarpment. It's too steep and there's too many loose rocks and stuff. Anyway, on we go. This part of the desert I'm walking on right now is hard and flat and I'm making good time. This is easy to walk on. The raindrops are getting bigger. I'm approaching I think a herd of camel. It's kind of hard to see it from this distance. Are they trees? They're moving, so they must be, yep, herd of camel. Herd of camels. They're heading in, which is, they're going that way. I'm going the opposite way. Ooh. Lots of thunder. I think I'll be putting my rain suit on shortly. I ain't gonna freeze to death. This is spring. It's like the second week in April now. A couple days ago it almost hit 40 degrees. But this being overcast, I think it's supposed to go down to 16 tonight. It's actually rather comfortable. هلا والله كيف حالك؟ Generally, I have a chat with the guy. But he wants to get out of the rain. He ain't prepared. he definitely is going to get wet, because he has to make sure all his camels are in. Probably one of his camels has a pack on it with water and possibly a coat, some sort of rain protection, maybe. I'm guessing he's Sudanese. I didn't get quite close enough to the guy. I think it's a guy I met a couple weeks ago. Well, the temperatures dropped significantly. It's 5 degrees colder from about an hour ago. It's hovering between 19 and 20 degrees Celsius. You can probably hear the thunder. You may see some lightning. I'm still wavering on putting on my rain jacket. I've got an hour more probably to walk. I'm damp, but I'm not really wet. This tilly hat is keeping me pretty dry. I'm not worried about the contents of my pack getting wet. Earlier in the week I got an Amazon shipment from the States, and I got some Sea to Summit dry bags of various sizes. So everything that shouldn't get wet won't get wet. I've got all my clothes in one bag, my food in another bag. My sleeping pad. I don't have a sleeping bag today, I've just got a sleeping bag liner. It's only supposed to go down to 16 tonight. I've got thermal long underwear. I got waterproof socks. I got a balaclava, I got gloves, so, and I got it's called a life bivvy. It's like one of those space blankets, but it's sort of in the shape of a sleeping bag. So if I do get really cold inside the tent, I just put the sleeping bag liner inside the life bivvy. But I think once I get the tent set up with the fly on it, that it's going to be fairly toasty inside. I would actually prefer to set it up without the rain fly, that way you can get air going through. But not if it's raining. I'm sure you could hear that. Now some of you may say, well, it's raining. You should be heading the other way, heading back to the car. Well, in a couple months I'm going to be alone in Algonquin Park. Hiking, boating, whatever. And I will not be in the position to head home due to inclement weather. So, and it's going to be colder there. So, unless it really pours, actually even if it really pours, I think I'll just hunker down and wait till first light. The problem being with heading back to the car, if it really starts pouring, is I'm parked 4K off the highway in this kind of dirt. So I do not want to be driving in dark, because even on my way in there was some spots that were awful mushy where I could easily get stuck. Shit. I think I better put on my rain suit, because it looks like the weather's coming from over there now. Well, the storm has passed, or a storm has passed. No wind, no rain. Temperatures dropped down to 16 degrees. I'm about a kilometer from where I intend to camp. It's right over there. It's actually nice. I'm dampish, but I'm very comfortable. I was expecting to really sweat in this new rain jacket, but due to the temperature, 16 degrees, I actually feel it's actually keeping me warm. Oh, what a nice view. This is the first time I've actually been in the middle of the desert during a rainstorm. It's nice when it stops. But geez, the colors and the browns. Oh, I see a set of car lights way over there. Heading my way. Don't know if he's I don't think he's seen me. He's probably just looking for his camels. We will see what happens. I think there's a little camp over there. Through the binoculars I can seem to just see something. So I'm guessing those lights are the guys either driving to it or driving away from it. But I'm just astounded by the colors. And I love olives and khakis and tans, and just take a look at this. And it's just so clear because the rain has taken the dust out of the air. It's actually spectacular. This isn't the kind of stuff that the average person would see. I'm off the beaten path. Anyway. I came from that direction. If you notice, I've dropped down a little bit into a fairly big wadi. I'm getting close to where I'm going to camp. Take a look at it in here. Big sides right there. The wind is coming from that direction, which means I actually want to pitch the tent somewhere on an embankment in that direction. When I was in here a couple of weeks ago, just over there was a herd of camels, and they worked all the way around, and they came up to where I was camping. By the time they came up to me, it was pitch dark. I was sitting around the fire cooking my dinner, and I hear these noises. A little bit scary until you realize what they were. Until I realized what they were. They were just foraging. They were heading in that direction, just kind of away from camp, I would think. So I just don't know where they were going. Assuming it doesn't rain again, this is just about perfect. It's a hard, well, not a medium rain for 3/4 of an hour, which made me get the rain suit on. I'm very comfortable. It's 16 degrees. Not too cold, not too warm. I'm trying to decide whether I'll camp where I was last time. I was right near a really good source of wood. Or if I'll go further up the wadi. I figure I can go up maybe another kilometer the way the camels were heading, but I'm guaranteed a nice spot here, and it's going to be dark in just over an hour. I want to have it's just an airplane flying over. I want to have the tent all set up before it gets pitch dark. It's just kind of a neat looking area. I'd hate to be down here during a torrent. This area would get flooded out. Well, this is pretty well as far as the wadi goes. It ends just up there. There's a couple of cars on top of the ridge, and they're yelling. I don't know if they're yelling at me. I don't know if they can see me. But there's not much up there, so I'm going to go back to a camping spot of a couple of weeks ago. Need to change batteries. Let's just have a quick look at my GPS. Garmin eTrex 30X. We've done 10.35 kilometers. Elevation is 803 meters. We've had an average moving speed of 5k an hour. Overall average, including stops, 4.3 kilometers an hour. I've been moving just over 2 hours. I've stopped and stopped for 21 minutes. Well, time to get my shit together. First priority is getting the tent up. Second is establishing a fire. I should be able to. I'm just hoping things aren't too wet, but I think I should be able to get something going. Probably got about an hour till sunset. Sunset in 52 minutes, which means there'll still be a little bit of light after that. 5:25, so probably by 6:30 it's going to be pitch dark. This pack does not feel heavy. I actually feel pretty good. I think the weather has helped. Ooh, big lightning. Wow. Basically, I got to get the tent set up in case I have to get out of the rain. I may be doing some cooking under my vestibule. I was going to have a fire so I could bake a yam. I've got some salmon, but I can just as easily cook that with my little stove. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at my tent. This is the first time I've used it. Big Agnes copper spur UV UL1. New little pillow. I've had this one for a while. This is blow up. That one's a blow up. That's a cheapie I got here. This one I ordered, Sea and Summit. Got all my clothes in here. Got my kobo. I shouldn't be too cold. I've used rocks for stakes in most places, but I've actually been able to put some stakes in. Now, I'm trying to decide on if I'll actually try to have a fire or not. It's raining again. We'll have to see. There we go. spork, my lightweight fork. I got some soy sauce and some pepper. I got a piece of salmon I'm going to cook a bit later. Here's some of my water. Let's see what we got here. So, turn that a bit brighter. There we go. So there's my rain suit just drying off. My binoculars are waterproof. They're a bit dusty. There's my rope up there. There's my hat kind of drying off. Geez, it did a good job today. It kept me pretty dry. I got my pack sack hanging up. What I got in there? What is that? Oh, that's my Sawyer. I'll try to use that on the way home. It's not like I really need to filter water. I got so much, but I want to give it a try. In my vestibule, I got some batteries charging. Ugh. I think that GoPro battery is screwed because I charged them. They were both full. When I put that one in, there was no power left. So I've got 3 more on the way. That was also dead, my remote. Kind of quiet. This is actually nice. Compared with last week. Last week it was howling wind. Now it's nice and calm. So last night I made it to my camp. 10k away. About an hour of it was through the rain, which wasn't really a problem. I had the rain suit and all my stuff was in dry bags, so that's not the problem. Anyway, just as I got there, I started setting up the tent to stop raining. It was actually really nice. I got a fire going, I cooked dinner. Sat around, read a book for a while, and I went to bed. And then, maybe 10ish, lightning started. Then thunder, then a little bit of rain. And I figured, it's just a little bit of rain. It started getting worse. And of course I was camped in the bottom of a wadi with big banks on the edges. And as the rain started to get harder, I figured, shit, I better get moving. If I don't get out of here, I could get stuck in a flood. Anyway, I packed everything up. It started to rain heavier. Just as I put on the pack, right where my pack was, the water was halfway up my shins. Anyway, started heading back. Now this river that you see right now, this is the same wadi I was in, basically, the same river. It's just, it starts 10k over there. And then it collects from everywhere and it comes by here. When I crossed this morning, I think it was around 5ish. Right over there was knee high. And of course, right where I'm standing now was also underwater. So that's been 2.5 hours. So I figure another hour, another 2, and hopefully I'll be able to cross it. Cars over there. I want to make sure that I do this and I don't get stuck. But this is the usual crossing point anyway. The river bottom's pretty solid. I just may have to move a couple rocks that have been shifted. The stuff I'm standing on right now is pretty solid. Same as the run up there. Pretty solid. I think what I'm going to have to do though is once I get started, I'm going to just have to keep going and not stop. Once I get on the other side, I think I'm home free. And it's 4K to paved road. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.